Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
thetelegram.news.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegram.news.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegram.news.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegram.news.com.
Check it out.
This one's called Mountainside. Baby, won't you meet me on the mountainside, high above the rain clouds in the clear sunshine? Put your hand in my hand, exhale your breath inside, since you might take flight in the southern skies. Now could it get a little harder in this moment? Just a little more dicey in the hallowed autumn light. I need to feel you closer since the time poured, and every green drop until I see you again. Where are we going? When will I see? Forces God sent to reach you. Baby, won't you meet me on the mountainside, high above the rain clouds and the clear sunshine? Put your hand in my hand, exhale your breath inside, set your heart to take flight in the southern skies. Now can we fly a little higher in this moment, just a little bit closer, mystic starry night. Now can you feel the heartbeat pulsing night before you? Can every star fall like a blessing catches dream? Where are we going? When will I see? Magnetic forces God sent to reach you. Baby, won't you meet me on the mountainside, high above the rain clouds in the clear sunshine? Put your hand in my hand, exhale your breath inside, set your heart to take flight in the southern skies. Baby, won't you meet me on the mountainside, high above the rain clouds in the clear sunshine? Put your hand in my hand, exhale your breath inside, set your heart to take flight in the southern skies. Set your heart to take flight in the southern skies. Set your heart to take flight in the southern skies. Set your heart to take flight high above the mountainside. Thank y'all.
Woohoo! All right. Homegrown happy hour, of course, last night at Rowdy's Smokehouse. And, of course, Ben Davis Jr. as the host. Hope that you enjoyed and got to listen last night. And our good friend Morgan Washam as the special guest. What a wonderful performance. And Morgan and Ben together are just a hoot. So, Hey, listen, a couple things about Homegrown Happy Hour before we get to our special guest from Buckeye Hills today. First off, you can listen to another replay on the radio, 98.7, this coming Saturday night at 8 p.m. Thank you, James. He keeps me straight on all this stuff.
Everyone needs a James.
If I didn't have James, I would die. Like literally, like I would be a puddle of mush on the floor.
You're blessed.
Anyone that gets to encounter James Hamilton on a daily basis is blessed. You're correct on that, and that's no BS. I'm not kidding. But Homegrown Happy Hour also, so replay Saturday night at 8 o'clock on 98.7. You can also listen on the radio app, which is really super cool, Total Media Radio app. And then also you can listen, when will it be downloaded to the podcast, or is it already? Tuesday. It will be downloaded, and then you can actually watch the Homegrown Happy Hour on YouTube as well, or listen on a podcast on your favorite streaming podcast thingies. So, one more thing, and then we'll get to our friends from Buckeye Hills, because they're ready to kill me. Homegrown Happy Hour t-shirts have arrived. Ooh. They are super, super nice. Very, very good. Look at all the colors in them. Oh, it's a really super cool logo.
Like
Love it.
Vintage retro.
It is super awesome. You can purchase those at next Thursday at Rowdy's, or you can just come in here to the Stockmeister Plaza, the Total Media side. And you can purchase those for $15. The double X and on up are a little bit more, $17, I believe. But $15 for the t-shirt, and it will help support as well. So very, very cool stuff. All right. Well, welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And you guys are going to talk about something really, really cool that's coming up at Buckeye Hills. But first off, let's see, our friend Corey's here, but he's been here in a different capacity. Right. But you have a different hat on today. So we'll have you introduce yourself and so on and so forth down the line, if you would, and okay. What your official title is at Buckeye Hills.
Okay, yeah. So I'm Corey Ruby, and I teach government at the award-winning Buckeye Hills Career Center. And very happy to be with you this morning, Jennifer, as always.
Well, we're glad to have you here.
Right. And I'm Jared Taylor. I am an assistant dean, supervisor of special education there at Buckeye Hills. And we're excited for what we got coming up next Saturday. Mm-hmm. So.
That's right. And you guys have a really, really cool event coming up, and we want to hear all about that. And then if you all have some time, I'd like for just to have a little discussion about Buckeye Hills in general, if that's okay. Some of the programs that you're now offering and whatever, because I think that our viewers probably have no idea, some of the stuff that's going on down there. It's wonderful. So let's talk about your event, though.
All right.
It's going to take place a week from tomorrow.
Okay.
So October 29th, it's from 10 to 2. It is Community Appreciation Day at Buckeye Hills. So it's that time of year when everyone's dressing up in costumes. So we got a ton of candy for the kiddos. Most of our staff will be decked out in some capacity with costumes. So it's a good time. We have some food. There's some chili. I believe we have some sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Sandwiches are good.
Snow cones. Yeah. There's some labs that are set up with a little bit of a haunted feel. So
Carnival lab,
right?
I believe.
Yeah. So it's a good time. Hopefully we get good weather. We had great weather last year. Mm-hmm. So, and to be our first year last year, we had a ton of community members come out.
Good.
So I'm looking to see that expand. So we're excited about it.
Yeah. We have a lot to offer to the community. At Buckeye Hills, we really value our community. We value our industry partners.
Absolutely.
There's been a lot of hard work behind the scenes. People, Mr. Taylor and a lot of the other administrative staff have just, they work hard to get the partnerships in. Mr. Nash is really big on business and industry partners that work in conjunction with us, because at the end of the day, that's what gets our kids out there and getting a good job.
Sure.
So this is our way to give back. That's what the Community Day, it's free. There's no cost. There's no obligations. You're not going to be heckled to death. You're not going to be recruited to death. It is we want to showcase our facilities, which are really your facilities, and we want you to come and have a great time. There is an entire walk-in cooler filled with chocolates. We're not talking about like the cheap junk candy. This is the high dollar stuff.
Yeah.
This is good quality candy. You love candy.
You had
Jennifer.
me at chocolate.
I know. And we got 3 big grills. That's something we're going to give away. So the door prizes, we have 3 really nice. They're an actual grill that you can cook on, but they operate by the wood pellets. Like you put in a pellet stove. Yeah. So our adult welding program, part of our evening programs where we offer adult services, they built these last year. We got 3 of them. They're valued at around $350 a piece.
Wow.
We're going to give 3 of those away. And I think there's some other giveaways. There's going to be a lot of free things given away in addition to all the candy. But, you know, it's just a fun day. Last year, like Mr. Taylor was saying, was the first year. There were so many people that came. It really, and it worked out great because I think that evening was the Oak Hill trick or treat. Kids were already dressed up. I know my kids were. So they left Buckeye Hills and they was already ready to go.
What was your costume last year?
My costume last year? Well, I dressed up as a school teacher.
Okay. I thought that's...
Kind of like today, I tried to dress up like a school administrator because I wanted to be like you.
I see.
So I can wear all kinds of costumes. What about you?
Last year I was Gru. So our entire...
Okay, I don't know who that is, but Dylan's laughing. What does that mean?
Despicable Me. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like, have you heard
the
of
Minions? The little yellow Minions.
I know who
Jennifer,
Minions are.
Wait.
Yeah, it's like their boss, basically.
Yeah. You know, he's really, really big, but he has toothpick legs.
Yes. And he has like a really pointy nose.
Yes. So I didn't have to do a lot of altercations to be this guy. I had to shave. I had a pair of youth shoulder pads underneath of a big black coat and a pair of joggers on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And a little bit of eye makeup.
But he did not have to thin his legs.
I didn't.
They were fine.
I do skip leg day on occasion.
Are you saying that he has chicken legs?
I mean, I'm just saying they look natural.
So what you're saying is you're not going to not going to say that.
No, I won't say that publicly.
Okay.
On the grounds that it could possibly interfere with my ability to climb the ladder of success. No, all seriousness, I didn't dress up in costume. I dressed up just in a fall theme. I had on my bibs and a nice flannel.
He did.
Yeah, because I was serving.
He was
food.
festive.
I didn't want to scare people.
Yes. Hey, did you see I saw this on the news this morning. There were these women that were working a preschool and they got arrested because they put on that mask from Scream and they were going around grabbing the little kids and like screaming at them.
You mean they really got arrested?
Yes. They're facing charges. And the kids were like terrified. And this is all on video. And I mean, they were like cruelly doing it.
You can't make this up.
You can't make that up. I'm like, that was your decision. You are a preschool teacher and your decision was to put on a mask and scream at 3-year-olds and make them cry. Awesome.
We'll teach you how to weld at Buckeye Hills, but we don't wear Scream masks.
That's good. But that actually did happen. It just made me think of that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So yeah, none of that will happen this coming weekend.
We won't jump out and
weekend.
scare you.
No.
And it would be an accident
or
if
grab
we
you.
Did.
Yeah.
All right, or grab you.
Corey, you got an outfit picked out, a costume picked out for this year?
You know what you should be? You should be a beekeeper.
I think I might. I think that's a great idea, actually.
Do you know where you could find an outfit?
Probably. Okay. I think I have something. I know a guy.
You know a guy?
Yeah.
I know a guy too.
You do?
Yeah. I'll hook you guys up.
You will?
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be fine.
You're so funny.
Oh shoot. Well, so no. Okay, back to our community appreciation. So who all is welcome?
Everyone.
Yes.
Family friendly?
Absolutely.
Very friendly.
Yes. Anyone. There's no strings attached, honestly.
Our targeted off, we want families. We want young children. We want Buckeye Hills to be fun for these children who get the first impression of what our career center is. So they come in, they see snow cones, candy, costumes. Sure. So, that's a lasting impression for these kids. For Buckeye Hills, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's really what we're all after here, and I know we're going to touch on it later. It feeds the whole mission of this is a great option for you. We're not all about, not everyone's college material. Mm-hmm. That's just the reality of it. And and I don't want to say it like that. I want to retract that. Not everyone wants to go to college. There's a lot of people that
Correct.
would do extremely well in college, but would rather get a trade. And that's what Buckeye Hills is. It's just another option to make a living, to be a successful adult in your life. And people need to know those options exist, that I can't.
Yeah.
A high school diploma isn't going to pay the bills. You're not, you've got to get some kind of credential.
If it does, you're extremely lucky,
exactly.
or
right.
very skilled.
Correct.
Right.
But the odds are very stacked against you.
Yeah.
In today's society, it's a high school degree plus.
Yeah.
And that plus can be a trade certificate. It can be a college degree. But society has to look at these as equals.
I agree.
And not shame the idea that my child may not want to go to college. And working in a career center, that's changed my perspective as a dad of 3 kids.
Sure.
And I tell Nicole all the time, if one of our children wants to attend Buckeye Hills, I'm going to encourage it. I'm not going to try to discourage it the other way.
Absolutely not.
Because they have to live with their career choice for the rest of their life. And I know a lot of people that went to college that are miserable in a professional field that probably would have really excelled if they could have done what they really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mr. Nash, he talks about how over 60% of Ohio's in-demand jobs are skilled trades. And so that's
Correct.
really our target is we have to be a pipeline for these trades into Ohio.
Sure.
We live in a great state. Ohio is thriving right now, despite some of the struggles that the nation has seen. But we have to have people to fill those positions that are coming into our state.
Right.
And Buckeye Hills is always trying to get ahead of the curve on how can we best suit those needs for the state of Ohio. And really, with Mr. Nash's leadership and a great staff that we have, we're becoming the standard for career tech education in rural areas. So with these partnerships that we have come on board, we got Thayer, Power Communication, Contract, or Construction coming in, Destiny, CDL training, Lang's Masonry.
I have a funny story about that. I can tell you in a minute.
Okay, all right.
We like stories.
Yeah, I have a funny story about the truck driving.
I mean, some of these programs, even for adults, they're 100% free. Yeah. So, if they inquire about them and see what's available.
My brother, he went on to play college football. Got a scholarship to go out and play in Indiana.
Sure.
And at Taylor, got out there, tore his ACL. So then the COVID thing, went wild. So he came home and told Dad he wasn't going back to school. And my dad was not happy about this.
Sure.
Hunter's the baby. He's 15 years younger than me. And the Lang Masonry program, they needed people. And so, Hunter didn't know what he wanted to do, but he didn't want to go to college. And I called him. I said, hey, why don't you come up here? This is free. I'm not saying you have to go be a block layer, but this is going to give you a really good idea of a physical labor job.
Yeah.
That will see if you really do want to go join the workforce, or if maybe you want to go back to college.
Right.
He completed the Lang program, got his 30-hour OSHA, cost him $0. Was headhunted by the local union hall in Portsmouth. Graduated around Christmas time from the program, I think on a Friday or Saturday. And on Monday morning, he went to work in Gallipolis. He helped lay the entire jail. He's still on that job.
Yep.
He's got a whole benefit package. He's doing training right now, so he loves it. And that's the real message out there. If you're not happy with your life, if you are an adult, this doesn't have to be high school kids. Our adult program is I would probably put our adult vocational program, you won't find a better adult education program. And there's so many opportunities. Don't be unhappy with your life.
Right.
If you're not happy, make a change. And it's very affordable. I mean, we have financial aid available for the adult program. And like Mr. Taylor said, a lot of programs are free.
Wow.
So
let's talk for a minute about the masonry program, because I feel like folks don't understand that some of the best masons in the country are from our area.
Right.
and they're sought after because there are several companies right here in our county even that are insanely good masons. And so then that program got started at Buckeye Hills, kind of as a way to start, keep on training local people because our local companies need staff.
Right.
Yeah, and that's another thing, Mr. Nash, that's what when we talk about partnerships, that is exactly what we mean. So that's a private company, Lang Masonry, coming into our facility,
yes,
training masons. All of the masons that complete the program that I know of that do a decent job, like Hunter was offered to go to work for Lang.
Yeah.
You complete the program, you pretty much have employment when the program is done.
And that's insane. Like that you complete a program, you're
such a
pretty
demand.
much guaranteed a job.
Correct.
And a good job.
Yes.
Right. And Local 18's one I left out, but Local 18 operators out of Logan. They're on site there at Buckeye Hills, working with high school students, and if they show competency, they'll pick them up as fast as we can produce them. So.
And then what's the lineman program, Jared?
The lineman through there, that is for the power and telecommunications construction.
Now, I'm just going to say something. You have to have something kind of screw loose to mess around with electricity and climb poles. I'm just saying. God bless them for doing it, but I look at those guys, I'm like, y'all are insane.
Jennifer, it takes all kinds to make the world go round.
Yes.
My goodness. I mean, man, that is terrifying to me.
Only thing, yeah.
They're so good at what they do.
Right.
That's about as crazy as wanting to dress up as a taco.
It is. I know.
Almost.
So.
But yeah, I mean, there's just programs. There anything you want to do with your life. We've got options. We've got culinary. We have early child care. We have a cosmetology program. All these go into the adult side. Another thing we're doing with our seniors now, if seniors get all their credits satisfied, then they can go out on early placement. Okay. Which usually starts the second semester of their senior year.
Gotcha.
Well, now with all these partnership programs with the CDL, the masonry, the lineman, and all these adult programs that are taking place during the day on campus, now we're giving kids, we're going back to the high school side of the house, now they're getting an opportunity to complete their trade. Let's say it's in commercial carpentry, HVAC, auto collision, whatever it may be, but can go get another certification. So now they could walk out there if they wanted to do the second semester instead of going straight to job placement. They could go do the CDL program, come out with Class A CDLs,
so
or maybe go to the masonry route. Now you're a construction agent that can lay block.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about we are giving kids the tools and adults the tools to build their life.
Yep.
And it's up to them once they get their toolbox. How they want, what they want to build with it.
You're exactly right. And so, funny story about Destiny. So, Doug Edwards, is he still involved?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So, Doug has the truck driving academy. And so, he told me one day, he said, I can teach you to drive a truck. And I said, no, you can't. And he said, yeah, come on down. I'm going to teach you how to drive a truck. And he said, I'm going to have you backing it up and everything by the end of the day. So we went through the whole thing, and by golly, I drove that truck straight. I backed it up. Don't ever want to do it again. But I did it through his tutelage.
You kind of remind me of a long hauler. I could see you driving a big 18-wheeler.
Can you see?
Oh, absolutely.
So you're putting that on resumes.
Yeah.
Yes. Can drive semi-truck,
truck driving
10
experience.
feet forward and 10 feet back.
10-4, big buddy, over out.
Can you imagine me with a CB?
Yeah, this is Jay Rat. We're hauling a big load of hops down the highway.
Yeah, right. I got my, oh God, Jerry Lee playing in the background, and but anyway.
You'd be playing the Convoy song.
Yeah.
This here's Rubber Duck.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's a convoy.
It's a convoy.
But no, so again, with the skilled teachers, I guess is my point to that whole story. If those folks can teach this girl how to drive a semi, which is way harder than you think.
That's a really good point, Jennifer. I wasn't going to say it.
If they can teach me to do it, they can teach anybody to do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. 200%.
Thanks. You're a pal.
Yeah, high five. It's just a great place, guys. There are so many opportunities, and the whole reason that we're here, community. It's about giving back, showcasing. Lots of little kids out there and big kids. They want to see what in the world is Buckeye Hills.
Agreed.
There was some when the Buckeye Hills was first started. One word that I know Mr. Nash hates. People used to say it's Buckeye Thrills. It's not Buckeye Thrills. That's not what we are. We're the award-winning Buckeye Hills Career Center.
Why would someone call it that?
Just old ways and
well, I would say that
you could probably you've been there a lot longer than me, so you.
Well, my dad graduated from Buckeye Hills in 1979.
My father-in-law did the same year.
So they probably
they've
established
told me
that
stories.
reputation.
Yeah.
So
yes.
But thanks, Dad.
Okay, Jennifer. To answer.
Are you a chip off the old block?
I'd like to think I get. I think maybe a little bit.
I think it goes back to just at a time, not so much against Buckeye Hills, but all trade schools. When these things first began, and you had this old mentality, if you're not going to college, we don't want you in our school. We're going to ship you out. Or if you're a discipline problem, we're getting rid of you. We're not going to deal with you here. Or maybe you are back in the early days of special education. You can't cut the mustard academically. We want you out of our school. And so they would send them off to these trade schools, and trade schools became somewhat of a dumping ground, for lack of a better word choice.
Okay, I would agree with that.
That's not how it is anymore.
No.
Okay, our welding program and other programs, several programs we have waiting lists now. It is an honor to come. There's only so many seats. Now we are actually testing kids. Like, you have to earn your spot to come onto the campus, and we wish that we could have every single person. And I know in the future plans, expansion is definitely part of the plans. We are always changing, always improving the way we do things to provide absolutely the most beneficial opportunities and programs for students in our area. We want to change lives. And that's exactly what happens at Buckeye Hills. Your life can be changed. It doesn't matter what hand you've been dealt.
Sure.
You come to us and we'll teach you how to play those cards.
And I think that even when I was in high school a couple of years ago, a few, there was this stigma that, of that, like the problem kids or the dumb kids or the whatever went to Buckeye Hills. And I don't know why that stigma was there, because it's an amazing school and it always has been. And who's dumb? Who's dumb? The person that spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on college and is miserable, or graduates from high school and can go, start out at, $25, $40 an hour. Who's dumb?
Well, last year, you can take this away, but Mr. Burleson, Justy Burleson, is our job placement coordinator. I know that we had one senior in high school. As a senior, I think he brought down 6 figures last year.
Yep.
Well, even if
so, who's dumb?
Yeah.
Well, even if students do want to go to college, I mean, you go into a program like Diversified Health Occupations, and then we can plug you right in halfway through that senior year to an LPN program at Buckeye Hills that's 100% free till the month of June. So, they get a really good head start financially through that program as well, and then have the opportunity to go on to a university like Rio Grande or somewhere to continue that education. So even if you want to go to college, there may be a program specific to what you're looking for that could give you a head start.
Absolutely. I know a young lady that did that very thing and, graduated high school with enough skills and credits or whatever that she could go and join the workforce in the medical field, yet still continue her education as she wanted to move on to, I think, nurse practitioner or whatever. But you're that far ahead, and it's free.
Right. We have a student came this year. His parents are good friends of mine. They called me over the summer. Hey, so-and-so wants to come and get in the nursing program, and they want to eventually get their RN. Do you think this is a good idea, or should they stay in high school and just go college or traditional route? I said, well, that's completely up to them. Do you want to go to work, do you want to go ahead and be way ahead of the game before you go on to get that RN?
Right.
Because you're going to get a whole lot more training going through that LPN program as a high school student. You're going to be so far ahead of the game.
Yep.
If that is your end goal, or especially all the people that want to go into being a nurse practitioner.
Sure.
You're going to have so much more base skills already covered, free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. And matter of fact, I think this particular student is also doing post-secondary options, so a lot of people don't know that. So they're coming to do nursing, and they're going over to Rio to get college credits for half the day.
Right.
So they're going to graduate high school with half of their college credits plus an LPN before they go become an RN. I mean, it's just, and that's all free.
Right. And I just want to kind of give props to our staff. I mean, a lot of our staff that are teaching these skilled trades are experts in the industry.
Well, sure.
So they have the opportunity to go out and excel financially, but they choose to work with students and prepare them. And we have a great staff.
Sure do.
Appalachian, Ohio is great people, and I think we got the cream of the crop down there that are willing to interact with these students and best prepare them for their future. So just a shout out to them.
Absolutely.
A great group of people down there. I've been there since 2011, and I've always enjoyed working with everyone down there. So
I've never worked at a better place in my life. This is the third district that I've worked in. It's the best one, hands down. I had applied there 2 years ago, I guess, and it's just been, I knew when I walked in for the first interview, that's where I was going to spend the rest of my life. And I tell everyone, I'll either die here or retire here, one of the two. It's a wonderful place. The kids are absolutely outstanding. I've never enjoyed my career more than I do at Buckeye Hills. And Mr. Taylor, you are a special education coordinator. So maybe you could talk a little bit about the services that we offer to students with special needs and talk about our unit that we operate at Buckeye Hills that probably a lot of people does not even know exists.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to hear about
some
that.
of the great things we do with those guys.
We're unique. As a career center, we have a consortium that's built into it where we have special needs kids that come in. They qualify under the category of autism or multiple health impairments.
Okay.
So there is still a large variety of skill sets within that population. So we try to differentiate instruction for them the best that we can. So this year, we've actually rolled out a coffee shop on site that is operated by these special needs students.
They deliver.
Oh, yes, that's great.
So through a Google form, staff and selected labs can go in and put in an order the day before or up to 8:30 that morning. And they work in the coffee shop and prepare all the
It's
the
called
drinks.
the Buckeye Brew.
They have they have cider, they have teas, and they'll deliver that straight to the classroom or the office, and it gives them that training for future jobs.
Yeah.
We also have a Buckeye store. We call it Buckeye Bucks is our currency. It's more valuable than the U.S. dollar right now.
Probably.
But positive incentive. We pass those out to students that are going above and beyond and doing the right things, showing employability skills, coming to school, getting good grades. They have an opportunity to buy things such as drinks, chips,
hoodies,
candy bars, hoodies. I just put in a big order for Richardson trucker hats.
Nice.
So those will be coming down the pike. Large pickles. So they get the big pickles. So that's open on Fridays for our kids.
I'm sold.
And those special needs kids actually operate that store as well.
You have to earn the Buckeye Bucks, Jennifer.
Yeah.
These aren't just given out free. You can't come in.
Do you earn them by running your mouth? Because that's all I have the skill to do.
Well, I've given them to people to stop running their mouth before.
Yes.
Like, listen, if you can sit there for the rest of the class, I will give you a Buckeye Buck.
So, but special education and skilled trades go hand in hand. A student may struggle with a little bit of reading comprehension, but that doesn't mean they couldn't fix your car motor.
Right.
I mean,
absolutely.
I've seen students come in and deficient in math and reading, but that's the guy I want when I want my car painted. Okay.
Yes.
So it really is the spot for all kids that are hands-on learners. So
love that,
regardless of the disability.
I know that you're blessed with an outstanding intervention staff and aides.
Yes.
That serve our kids very well at Buckeye Hills.
Yeah, and special education isn't always easy, but every kid deserves a shot, and that's what we're there to do, is to find options, think outside the box, and try to find what skill sets that they
really enjoy the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And that was something new this year.
Well, that's such a good idea.
And who doesn't like to walk into a school and smell coffee?
I
first
know,
thing
right?
In the morning, so.
And I mean, honestly, it's just such a thing right now, and it's not going away.
Right.
No,
it's not small. Hey guys, it's that's part of Buckeye Hills right there.
Keeping up with what's happening in the world.
And then we'll switch back to, like you said, Ohio. Things are booming in Ohio. Jennifer, you've started many different businesses. You and your husband, you've been successful in all of them. And you know how hard it is when you're trying to remodel. You need skilled labor. I'm almost done with a house. We just got a house built, and skilled labor, guys, is I made a joke to my students one day. I said, if the Amish ever left our area, who would you get to frame a building?
I mean, it is becoming a serious thing.
It is, because, and I'm not trying to hate on the Amish here. But when Amish move in, it seems like they really gobble up the manual labor trades of construction.
But now there's such a need for it that nobody can keep up.
No.
And you're right. If they left, we'd really be in some serious trouble.
But. And but those plumbers. They have projected a mass plumber shortage for years. My brother's union hall, I think the average age of a block layer is in the high 40s. That's a real problem. Mm-hmm. That is bad, especially when we are at a point in the nation, we can get out of our little county and state and go nation. Infrastructure is going to require massive amounts of investment over the next 30 years. We know that.
Yep.
We're replacing stuff that through the Depression, WPA projects, all these massive interstates and road projects where we have so much infrastructure, and you hear it around election time. Guys, there's going to come a time when this stuff has to be replaced.
Absolutely. These big bridges and all of this stuff.
And I think Ohio right now, our legislators, they recognize this.
Sure.
There's been talk of it, but they recognize that. So they're recognizing that our career tech facilities are the key, are the solution, such as Buckeye Hills.
Yes.
To that. And you I don't want to put you on the spot, but you did mention maybe some expansion coming up.
Yeah, Mr. Taylor, you could probably talk more on that.
Well,
which would be fantastic.
Mr. Nash rolled out last spring. We had the big ceremony down there. Rolled out our power grant. So we do have, like I said, some facilities that are going to be built in the coming months to house our Thayer program, as well as our heavy equipment mechanics and CDL. So we're bringing some of that to campus.
You can learn to drive a truck like me.
So we're always looking for opportunities for growth.
You want to teach?
And like I said, the state of Ohio has provided those opportunities through grants and funding. So I want to go back and hit on the special education real quick.
Yeah, please.
We have a program called career-based intervention. It necessarily just for special education students, but
this is a great program.
Within the last few months, we've been able to get some simulators in. So you talked about driving the truck earlier.
Yeah.
We have these simulators that provide a risk-free way to assess skill sets of students.
So they're like, put Jen on the simulator.
Put her on the simulator.
Putting her in a truck.
So we have one machine it's got a big screen. It's got controls. It has the capability to transfer over to 6 different pieces of heavy machinery, where kids can sit down and actually earn hours toward credentials through simulators.
So you're driving like a bulldozer or something.
Absolutely.
Don't we have it for our welders too?
Right.
We can do welding simulation.
We have a forklift simulator, so they can get credentialed off of a forklift.
Okay.
On a forklift off of the simulator. But we also have an augmented reality welding simulator.
That's pretty cool. I saw that one in action.
So, and
I feel like I want to come see that.
Why don't you
come check
down
out the
sometime?
simulator.
We should
lab.
come down and play on the simulators.
No,
sometime.
really, you should. You should come and do a live show on campus. I know you have the capability to do this somehow.
As long as you have good Wi-Fi.
We do. We have excellent Wi-Fi. We have good coffee. We have excellent Wi-Fi.
You're gonna have to suck up to James K. Hamilton for that.
And we need you guys to see these simulators. I
That
think
would
it
be
would be
cool.
a great day.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
That would be a really fun program.
It would.
For sure.
Speaking of other programs, do you care to talk about Mr. Deal's program a little bit?
Yeah,
too?
that's Mr. Deals. That's the career-based intervention. And what that is, it's open for sophomores. So traditionally, your career techs are juniors and seniors. But this gives sophomores an opportunity that may be at risk of not continuing their high school.
Let me stop you right there. Buckeye Hills, when do you start Buckeye Hills?
Traditionally, our skilled trades labs open up for juniors.
Okay.
Yes.
But so you have a program for sophomores that
yes.
might need.
Right.
We're headed down this path.
Correct. They could be kids that's been identified by their homeschool. Hey, this student here is kind of at risk of maybe not completing high school, and they don't have a real clear path. So let's explore options. Maybe a vocational path would best suit them. So we get them on campus, and they go through every lab. Is that right?
They get the opportunity to come on campus. They go through every lab for a couple-week time period to do observation of what goes on in there, kind of get a feel for the personality.
I feel like I want to do that to figure out what I want to do with my life.
Listen, it's hands-on career exploration. It's not taking a, we used to do those interest inventories.
Yeah,
which helps, but this is hands-on. You see it. You're around it. You get to talk to people. And I'll tell you right now, my CBI kids that I have this year that were CBI kids last year that are juniors, I really wish that we had the ability to offer CBI to every high school kid that wanted to, and that we could expand to the. And I'm just shouting out here. This is probably not possible, but boy, if it was, what a way to find the niche for kids, because we do see that is kind of one. Not a struggle, but sometimes kids come in as juniors and they get in a program that they think they're really going to like, because we do have them come out in junior high, then they come back as a sophomore to visit the campus. But the CBI kids, it's more than a visit. They're there. And they're they're excellent. And they're so happy to be in their lab. And it's really a pleasure to have them in class.
And Buckeye Hills' goal isn't always just to draw kids to Buckeye Hills. We also work with our associate districts to plant.
How many districts do we serve, Jared?
There's 6 districts, 7 high schools. So what they do is Mr. Nash has worked great with the districts to say, how can we help you develop more skilled trade programs actually within your high school that you own, or Buckeye Hills comes in and provides for you. So we'll actually put some instructors, and we call them satellite programs. We'll put some instructors on their site, and they have the opportunity to stay right there at the home school and earn some credentials as well. So there's always that opportunity. So it's growing in those associate districts as well.
Love that.
Yeah, really, it's great, and that's that's a great way where a lot of the homeschools have had to cut out programs like Home Ec and Shop and other more hands-on programs inside the school. This is a way with our satellite programs where we're able to get more career technical programs in the home school. So kids get those options. I know Mr. Kiger can't be with us today. He is our Dean of Expansion. But that's probably our latest expansion would be our MEGS programs. You want to kind of chat about what we're doing in Meigs County as well?
Right. So Mr. Kiger and Ms. Barty as well have worked together over the last year or so to go into Meigs County and say, what can we do for Meigs County? So what they're doing is they're exploring what.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
If I'm correct, Meigs County does not have a career technical center.
Right.
So they are a county that does not have a trade school to serve them.
I gotcha.
Like we serve Gallia, Jackson, and Benton County If you attend high school in those counties, if you want to go to trade school, we are your trade school.
Okay.
So Meigs County.
So Meigs is without school.
They have housed those, from my understanding, within those high schools.
Right.
But
they don't have a physical campus like we have.
Sure.
Right. So just going into Meigs County and say, where are we lacking as far as equipping people to be more employable?
Yeah.
And so those assessments have been done, and they went up there and worked with Meigs County to
It's really
try
cool.
to expand and expose them to the
So
potentials
good.
of career tech.
Like we have the evening adult programs in Meigs County High School, I think. Is that right? Or
I believe so, yes.
You know, but it's somewhere, you know, where you can go get an adult welding certificate, just like you could get at Buckeye Hills or other. I don't know what all programs we offer up there. I can't rattle them all off, but the whole concept is we are improving what we're already doing there. We are adding, we are enhancing, we're getting it into the high school, and that's a way to help broaden our partnerships, and I really see it as becoming an opportunity for maybe one day down the road for Buckeye Hills to actually have a presence in Meigs County, where we also serve those folks as well.
We'd have to speak with Mr. Kiger on that.
Yep. Yeah, right. You know, but yeah, I think that's the future. You know, the future is we're going to see more career technical presence, not less.
So let me ask you this, and this may be a stupid question, but I feel like it's something that probably has been glanced over, brushed over. So when you go to Buckeye Hills, you say you teach history. Mm-hmm. So you're also taking, normal high school classes as well.
Yeah.
And when you graduate from Buckeye Hills, you graduate with a high school diploma, the same as if you graduated, because you graduate from your high school.
Correct.
What they do is you're still required to meet those core academic standards, but through an alternate pathway, there's some flexibility through credentialing.
Okay.
So if you get the credential, the OSHA, and the things of that sort, it goes towards those graduation requirements in lieu of some of that state testing and things.
Because I could see some people will be like, well, that's not the same diploma, or that's doesn't count. Yes, it does.
Yes.
It's the same.
They
Absolutely.
must earn their academic credits, the exact same credits that
So
you have to
math,
earn in
science,
a high school.
all that
Correct.
stuff.
In order to receive a diploma from the state of Ohio. And that's where I come into play.
Yeah.
And we have English teachers, math teachers, science teachers, and social studies. So in the state of Ohio, you must pass government to get a diploma.
Sure.
You have to earn that credit.
Thank you, Mr. Welch.
So, and
a few years ago.
And I'm not going to lie, I approach government differently than the way I would have approached government when I was teaching in the traditional high school. We're trying to do more applied academics, where we are bringing how government is also involved in your trade. And lucky for me, with all the different laws, safety laws, labor laws, it all goes in the Constitution, equal opportunity laws. So we can tie all this in through government and how it applies. And I tell my kids, I'm not necessarily wanting to create the next Supreme Court justice, but when you leave my government class, you're going to understand your rights, you're going to know how to find your rights, and you're going to be able to make conscientious decisions and know how to evaluate political candidates and go vote. Because here's the deal. When our students come to us, when they leave Buckeye Hills, unlike traditional high school, so when I graduated high school, I went on to college. I was still a student for 4 more years.
Right.
I wasn't really an adult. I was an adult by a number, but I was not an adult. Right?
I'm thinking back to my college years. Yep, nope, wasn't an adult. Not in any way, shape, or form.
So we are actually preparing kids to be our contemporaries when they leave. When that junior sits in my class in 18 months' time, or 12, depending on which semester I have, they are now my colleague in the society.
Sure.
They are going to work. They are equipped to buy a home, buy cars, have a family, and also become a voting member of society that could possibly become a township trustee or a councilman or whatever. So the government skill set I want them to learn from me is a little bit different than someone who's going to go on to college and be in Poli-Sci 101 their freshman year.
And Mr. Ruby kind of hit on this. We're equipping them to be employed, but we also are equipping them to manage that money, because I think young adults really struggle.
Yeah.
So we've offered the Dave Ramsey Foundations in Finance curriculum through employability courses to students at Buckeye Hills. So,
I've often said that they need to have common sense class in high school, and why it doesn't happen, I don't understand. And it's basic life adult skills that you need to know that everyone just assumes you do, and you don't.
Right. Yeah, I mean, simple as balancing your checkbook.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, these are skill
How to
sets.
write a check.
How to write a check. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you, and I'm not making fun, but how many times we've gotten a call, and I'm just, because it's a fact, gotten a call from like the restaurant or whatever. Hey, delivery guy was late. They're here now. And Jamie will say, well, just write him a check. It's fine. And
they can't.
No clue. Like there's 5 of them there and nobody knows how to write a check. And I'm like, why is that a thing?
Right.
I understand like we all swipe plastic, but
we do, but
you need to learn that stuff
it's because that's my main Achilles heel of public education to some degree is we have, as a society, we have become so focused on test scores that we have lost focus on maybe some common sense along the way.
A lot.
And,
like, how do credit cards get you into trouble?
Right.
What is a mortgage? What is, how does all this money thing work, especially?
That's one thing I love about Buckeye Hills, because we are training you to become a contributing member of society when you finish our program. When you finish our program, you're going into the real world. You're not going on for 4 or 6 more years of school where someone's going to be there kind of guiding you along. You're getting thrown to the wolves. And I want to say this publicly on the air because this is my time to soapbox, right?
Oh, okay. Do I need to preface this
How
by
long
anything?
is this going to take?
This is going to take just a couple seconds. I really, one of my biggest pet peeves from societal comments is, these kids today. Well, let me tell you something, folks. The World War I people would have thought the World War II people were soft.
Exactly.
Okay? And the reality of it is, these kids today, they're not great-grandpa fighting in Germany. Okay? They're not the World War II
I hope not.
guys.
I hope they never
they're
have
not
to do
building
that.
our roads. These aren't the 3 C's guys. They're not. That is not the world we live in. But these are the people that are able to create and know how to use internet and create technology and create the future. And they're probably the people why our life expectancy has drastically increased. And we got to quit being so hard on these guys.
Well, because
they are different. It's
they're
a different
different
generation.
doesn't mean wrong.
No.
So you have to learn to just.
We
all need to
different
be
now.
empathetic.
Correct.
Empathy is like the word of.
Well, this generation, they want to know the whys.
They question everything.
Why do I need to do this, or why do I need to learn this? So we need to be equipped to explain to them why it's necessary. And staff at Buckeye Hills has done a good job with that. But I appreciate that.
Sure.
Rather than just
don't be a
what
sheep.
Right. So.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. I handle classroom management I do handle it differently in my government classroom than I would when I was in the traditional high school.
Yeah.
It's beautiful when they're in a career program because I can just take it right back to that. How are you going to do that at your job? See, it's really easy.
Yeah, you have a scenario to give them.
Like my government exams. We do, they're pretty intense. The exam is, but I let them use their study guide on every exam. Now people say, well, why in the world would you do that? Why would you give them the answers? Because what we're trying to train is when you are an HVAC technician and you're working on a furnace and you're very capable of hooking that furnace up, but it's a different part that you've never worked on, there's going to be a manual with every answer you need to hook that furnace up.
Sure.
And you are going to have to possess the skills, the reading comprehension skills, and the self-directed learning skills to go into that manual, use that manual, dissect through it to find the answer to answer your question. Guys, it's no different than the way we are assessing. What are we really wanting to assess when we give an assessment? Are we wanting to assess whether the student can memorize, or do we want to assess whether the student is able to find the answer when they're given the answers?
Well, and I think that approach, and that's why I love the trade schools so much, is because you are learning the why, I guess. And what I mean by that is, we all can memorize facts. Sure. I hate memorizing facts because, and that's why I guess as a young person, I didn't like government or history as much because it was just memorizing facts, and I didn't understand why I was doing it. Right. And I didn't understand that
why you needed it.
Unless you understand what happened then, it's going to happen again. Right. Why you need it. Yeah. So I love that in the trade industry because you're applying the things that you're learning every day, and it makes sense why.
Yeah.
So that's so good.
I know we're just about out of time, so you want to give another big hit?
Let's talk about your community thing again. That's really why you're here, but it's been a fun discussion today to talk about, of course, Buckeye Hills in general, but also some of the programs and things that I'm sure a lot of folks don't know that you offer.
Yeah.
Right. So. If for anything else, come out next Saturday to see what my costume's going to be. I'm not going to reveal it until that day when I jump out of the vehicle there.
It's a surprise.
And come see what I'm going to be. You won't be able to recognize me, I don't think, this year.
Ooh,
so
challenge.
We'll see.
Hope it's something that doesn't require big legs.
We're going to. You want to compare legs?
No. I didn't wear the right pants.
Okay, all right. So.
Oh, is that what we're saying today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way to go, Jennifer. You're supposed to be on my team. I thought we were friends.
Hey, I'm Switzerland here.
Geez, Switzerland.
Just staying neutral.
Next Saturday, the 29th, 10 to 2, Community Day.
Yeah, please come out.
Yeah.
Please bring your family, bring your kids.
There'll be something there for everybody, and
get a chance to win one of those pellet grills. I would really like one myself. I can't put tickets in though. I'm not allowed.
Yeah, we're gonna have to monitor that, I think.
But yeah, like great food, refreshments.
There'll be some music.
Refreshments and
it's just fun to sit back and watch kids. The kids are entertaining. They come in with their little costume on. And you never know what you're going to see one dressed up as. So
that is 100%.
Last year there were a lot of families that came themed. I really liked that. Right. So you had a whole family come, and they were all dressed up and complimenting each other.
Well, it's a good, safe environment to do like a trick or treat because you don't have to cross streets.
On that.
There's no vehicles that you're going to have to worry about dodging.
Guys, you don't have to worry about where your kids
are getting
the
candy. Yeah.
And
I hate that we have to say that, but
no, we were talking about that. So the Chamber of Commerce is having their trunk or treat here in Jackson on Saturday, and I mentioned that exact thing. These are business owners and people from community organizations and things like that, and you hate to even have to have that mindset, but the street is closed off. The kids get to just, they're safe. There's no cars. There's who's giving them the candy. Like it's a cool environment and safe environment, and the same at Buckeye Hills next Saturday.
Right. And it will be done early enough at 2 where if they want to go out and do trick or treat somewhere else, it's
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you the
candy.
Hours.
10 to 2.
10 to 2. Okay.
Yeah. Will you come and see us, Jennifer?
I might. You never know.
I like your answer. You're so good.
You got a costume?
Yeah.
Picked out?
Well, I mean, maybe if I don't get arrested for it or told off.
What will you be for Halloween this year?
I'm not saying.
You're not?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
What's Jamie going to be?
I'm not saying.
Oh, what about your dog?
I'm not saying.
Not saying.
Because we all are, since, we don't have kids, so it's our family costume.
Right.
There you go.
What's the dog's name?
Marley.
Where's Arch and Eddie?
Dead.
Are you serious?
Way to go.
I'm sorry.
Way to go, Corey.
Didn't mean to bring that up.
Killed the
I
vibe
mean,
of the whole
it's
show.
fine.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jennifer. I didn't mean to do it.
I mean, they would only been, what, 20 years old?
Yeah.
Well, guys, time flies when you're having fun.
That's right. No, they unfortunately they were best friends, and that's how the name Archinettis came
I feel
to be.
like I've known them my
Cat
whole
and a
life.
dog.
Oh, they were cat and a dog.
Yeah, cat and a dog. They were just the craziest duo, and unfortunately, they both passed away the year that we opened the
Oh
restaurant.
my gosh, I did not know that.
Yeah, but a lot of people ask about the story, and that's
the story.
That's the story. They were best friends, and that's why we named the restaurant that.
Oh,
So we
well,
wanted
that's cool.
everybody to be friends there and come in and hang together.
Well, I think you did a absolutely rock star job at that.
Well, thanks.
And you passed that torch.
Yes.
And I just
Doing
just
great.
Awesome.
Yep. Keep on keeping on. So.
Community Appreciation Day at the award-winning Buckeye Hills Career Center on Saturday, the 29th of October, 10
That's right.
a.m. to 2.
Not
Be
this
there
weekend, next weekend.
Or be square.
That's right. Yeah. This weekend, you have to come out, go to the Marquee, start off around 2 with the Madcap Puppets.
Wow.
And then head right on over free show, Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So it'll be really fun for the kids.
Really?
Yes.
On Saturday?
Yep.
What time?
Then at 2 is the Madcap Puppets. And then head on over to the Trunk or Treat on Broadway.
So the puppets are doing the Sleepy Hollow at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
At the Marquee. Is that right, James?
Yeah, free show.
James is back.
Free for the kids. Trunk or Treat is free for the kids. Will be a very, very safe environment, so come on out.
Why didn't you tell her when James came back?
James is back.
I'm back, guys. I was sitting in the other room working.
Did he leave?
I was actually getting work done in the morning for a change.
I was going to say he doesn't get anything done because, he has to carry me around all the time.
I feel like my day's complete now.
Yeah.
You've helped make that possible. Thank you, Jennifer.
Are you going to wear the suit and tie back down to the school?
Might. I got to stop.
I think you should.
Probably will.
So do you have to go teach now?
Probably.
Oh.
Well, you know the rules. Since you look like you're running for office, the rule is since we let you on the radio, we have to give equal time to your opponents.
Okay.
Your political opponents.
Who would that be today?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just letting you know that's
last
the rule.
political race I was in.
You be J.D. Vance and you be Tax and Tim Ryan, and we're going to have a Jello contest, Jello wrestling match.
I'm up for that. I like my odds.
Oh, yeah.
I swear.
get me first.
Hey, he's got bees. He'll sting you.
That's right.
That is true. He'll
Thank
turn his
you.
bees loose on you.
Oh, now we go. They're teaming up on my side. I've waited all day.
No,
Jennifer, who's your favorite beekeeper in the whole world?
Corey Ruby.
Atta girl. I hope you don't know any other beekeepers, and if she does, she apologizes.
I do know another beekeeper, but he has since left the area, so I don't think he'd be too angry at me for saying that.
I think I know that one. He's a great guy.
Yes, he's wonderful.
Awesome guy. Yep.
All right. Well, got to get out of here for the day. Thank you guys for spending your morning with us. And if you have any questions about Buckeye Hills, how could people reach out?
BuckeyeHills.net or give us a call, 745-245-5334.
Okay, there you go.
Awesome. Thanks,
Simple
guys.
as that. Have a great weekend, everyone. Weather's back up, looking a lot better. Get out for all of the great events that we have going on, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.